Arthur Aidala is he's just a legendary personality in New York now. He's becoming really he's like the Damon Runyon of New York City, a great attorney and a good friend. Arthur, welcome to the show. How are you, brother?
What's happening? Thanks, Al Gattulo, for playing the Rolling Stones. He'll be playing the Meadowlands August 5th.
It's
Monday
August
night. I'm
5th.
taking my 13. He'll be 13 at the time. Luca, yeah, I'm. There's no choice. I mean, these guys are 75 years old, Joe. It's not like I can tell Luke. You'll see him on the next tour when they're 82.
Well, after the heart surgery, and mix up and running after the heart surgery, huh?
Yeah. He was up there. He took like pictures in Central Park, like 3 days. It's amazing what they can do now. I mean, when we were kids, that heart surgery would wipe you out for months, right there, cracking open your sternum, and now they're like go up your leg, and and 2 days later you're up and running.
Hey, Arthur, when you see the Stones, do they have an open, like when Bruce plays there at MetLife? There's an open, like the right in front of there's a runway for the talent for Bruce. I guess for Mick the same thing. Then it's like open. Do you go to that open area there, or you go into?
You mean like a pit down below?
Yeah. Or do you go to the suite?
Yeah.
Do you go to the suite
No.
upstairs?
No. I'm down on the floor. And when I went almost exactly a year ago, when I went to Berlin to see the Stones, it was the same thing. And the amazing part, and this is what the beautiful part of Europe is, when you're in that pit and you're hanging out with everybody. We were hanging out with obviously Germans. Then there were a bunch of people from England. There were people from Austria. There were people from Italy. Because what people have to realize about Europe, which is different from America, when we go out, you hang out with someone. Oh, where are you from? I'm from Connecticut. Where are you from? I'm from New Jersey. Where are you from? I'm from Rhode Island. In Europe, those are all different countries, and people are speaking all different languages. So and they have very different cultures. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
It's so true.
Very blessed to have been to Europe many times. And I heard Joe Piscopo's going to Italy in October. Isn't that true?
You know, I'm doing 2 trips, Arthur. I tell you, we're going in September. I'm going with the Media Research Center. That's kind of a speaking gig, so it's different. But I'm going to the Greek Isles. So I got my itinerary.
Nice.
I know. And I'm
assuming you've been, right? You've been before?
No, I have not been. I've been talking to all my Greek friend John Katzmatidis. He's going to do my itinerary. You know, I want to go to the island where he was born. And then October 19th, the big trip is October 19th with Perlo Tours, and you're welcome to join us. Free and Frankie Five Boroughs. I'm just saying.
I heard Al Gattulo and Jennifer are leading the charge over there.
Yeah, maybe not. No, they're going to the Paragon Tap and Table, I think, is where they'll be.
Listen, I was happy to hear that Al knows as much about Brooklyn as he does.
Hey, how about that?
You know,
hey,
like, wow,
where were you? Are you
Brooklyn.
far from Our Lady of Angels?
No, I mean I'm walking distance. There's, Bay Ridge has so many churches. I mean, really, there's St. Patrick's. My parish is St. Anselm's. There's OLA. There's OLPH. There's St. Ephraim's, St. Bernadette's. I mean, really has a lot of churches, and they're beautiful churches. They're not like these little, no disrespect, like these little New Jersey churches that have like 3 pieces of wood and they're white. They're painted white. These are all like marble.
There's some beautiful churches. There's some beautiful churches in Jersey, but
I know there's 4 of them. They're beautiful. All 4 of them. They're gorgeous.
You got. By the way, the Basilica in Newark, Arthur. I got to take you there. It's like I'm telling you.
Newark's old school. Newark is old school.
And
the Sticks where you live.
You know what? I have to tell you, the Italians probably built most of those churches in Brooklyn, didn't they?
Oh, 100%. I mean, absolutely. Although, they were. You mentioned it, especially in Bay Ridge. There was a tremendous Norwegian influence here too. Actually, this past weekend was the Norwegian Day Parade.
Really?
There was some German. Yeah. There was the Norwegian Day Parade takes place in Bay Ridge. Yes, it was because we're right on the water, so they felt like they're back home. But there was a tremendous Norwegian. They were not too far away. Was a big Polish influence. I'm talking about, when they came over from Ellis Island legally, most of them legally, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
The crazy part, Joe, about where I live, all kidding aside, is like within a mile in a couple of directions. You go a mile towards where you are, OLA, and you get into this one part of Sunset Park. It's all Hispanic. Then you walk like 10 blocks. It's Chinese, like you're in the middle of China. Then you walk like 20 blocks in the other way. You're in Borough Park with all the Hasidic Jews, and you feel like you're back in the 1950s because they don't let their kids use electronics. So the kids are all out in the street riding bicycles playing ball with payas and little black hats on. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I do love the gentrification and all the
and the ethnic blend.
That goes down.
It's a beautiful place. We had a great time yesterday. Hey, by the way, Arthur, I wanted to, before you go. So we're at the Police Athletic League event, and then I hear when Commissioner O'Neill, the guest of honor, does a great speech, and then he
speaks very, very well.
He's great. He is great. And then you jump up and you say, Bill Bratton, former commissioner, paid you accolades as you were addressing Commissioner O'Neill. As I heard on the best morning show, the Joe Piscopo show, everybody started to laugh. So thank you for that plug. That was a blatant plug.
There's that other guy there from another radio station. He's got a weird.
No. I tell you, Mark did a great job. Mark did it. He did
No, but he was upset. He goes, "Hey, how come Piscopo gets paid?"
Oh no!
I'm like, listen. There's only one Joe Piscopo show.
Oh, so God, Arthur, I love you.
Say something. Speaking about great stuff.
Yeah.
You and Mark Green yesterday. Well, I couldn't get out of the car.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Oh,
it was,
Lord.
Joe, it's nice to have a little, little controversy.
I know.
And you handle it well.
Thank you.
I mean, look, Mark is a diehard. I mean, that's like arguing with. It's like arguing with I don't know. Yogi Berra about the Yankees. I mean, telling him the Yankees stink. I mean, you're telling him that Trump is great. This guy wakes up in the morning, takes a syringe of anti-Trump serum, puts it right in his vein, and he starts. Oh, sorry, his artery, and starts the day. I mean, so I know. I couldn't get out of the car.
I know, and I appreciate it, but it got me upset because, and again, it was great, and I could have really gone crazy. I did not, and we always open the airways to everybody. But the fact of the matter is, give me a platform, give me an initiative. Just don't do anti-president. That's all. There's no stance on the other side, and that's what's upsetting to me.
The cover of today's Times has all the people who are running for president on the Democratic side and how much money they spend. I don't know, literally 90% of the names. I mean, I'm sure Morano knows all of them and knows all of their statistics.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's crazy. All of these people who are running and how many millions of dollars they spent.
Yeah.
I have no idea, what direction we're heading in, Joseph.
Arthur, before we let you go, tell us what Commissioner O'Neill was talking about, because you and I got together after the speech and we had a couple of laughs. We had a great time Friday, and again, big shout out to John and Margot Katzimatidis for putting that together.
Yeah, they run that event once a month, and all the money goes to the Police Athletic League. And I know you mentioned Tony Danza. He does
Tony's
an unbelievable program with the kids and teaching them how to sing and dance.
Yeah, he gets right in it. He gets right in it. But the commissioner was talking about bail.
Talking about bail reform. Yeah, in other words, the new Democratic Congress. You're talking about Marty Golden, my dear friend for many, many years.
Yeah.
Now that the Senate has changed hands and the Assembly has always been Democratic, and you have a Democratic mayor, their governor, they're running the show in Albany. So they passed a lot of criminal justice reform. Some of it is good, and some of it we'll see if it's good or not. But one of the things that he mentioned was the bail reform, where right now someone gets arrested, and the judge at the arraignment, the very first appearance, the judge looks at the prosecutor and says, "What is your position on bail?" And some of them, sometimes on low-level crimes, they say, "Judge, we're consenting to his release as long as he promises to come back." And those are like low-level crimes, and people are be more in trouble for jumping bail, or be in more trouble for jumping bail than for the crime they're charged with. But then there are obviously more serious crimes where they may be thinking about not coming back. So the judge would set $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. You have to actually post that amount of money. Well, they're going to change that now, starting in January, where there's a presumption in every case that the judge should let the person out. Now, the judge doesn't have to. They're not absolutely obligated by law. But they will be looked at. Their statistics will be looked at. And in the majority of cases, you're just supposed to let people go. And what Commissioner O'Neill was upset about, and I spoke to him about it afterwards, is Cy Vance, the Manhattan DA, is not prosecuting the guys who are jumping the turnstiles. And so, think about it. You do something that's against the law, and you don't get punished.
It's what Commissioner Bratton was talking about the broken windows. Yeah, and
exactly. So O'Neill is worried about that, and he said, "Look, we're keeping statistics on these individuals, and we are going to." Sit down again with the district attorneys. It's the same thing with marijuana. Like these low-level crimes that they're not prosecuting. But yet, Joe, the month before last, and Bratton said this on your show, and this is what I complimented the commissioner about. What is it? March was the lowest level of crime in 50 years.
Yeah. Well, you got to give credit to
Commissioner. Right.
Yep, Commissioner O'Neill. Arthur, thank you for joining us, my friend. We love you. Give your mom our very, very best and the family for sure. And
absolutely. And listen, you take care of Frank Morano because he needs a lot of help with all the drinking.
The
guy gives up drinking for Lent, and then all I had 6 martinis. Martinis are like a certain part of a woman. One is not enough, but 3 is too many. Frank, it's a rookie mistake to have more than 2.
All right, Arthur. Yeah,
thank you, Councilman.
With women too. Thank you, Arthur. We love you, man. Thanks so much.
All right, be well.
All right, Arthur. 6:52 with Joe on the.